Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Game Pass Grab, your weekly podcast reviewing games of the Game Pass collection. Bring you 3 new perspectives of ranks range. I am the linguist of this episode, Andrew. With me, the one who's speaking gibberish, Keith.
Oh.
And the one who desperately needs an interpreter, Liz.
Hey guys.
This week was a Keith pick, so
It's a good one.
you can blame him for this one. He picked Chants of Sennaar by Rundisc Studios. I think they're studios. But anyway, Chants of Sennaar is a top-down puzzle. It's listed as a platform, but it's a puzzle game.
More like a Metroidvania, but I guess that's any puzzle game in a lot of ways.
Yeah, you could make that argument. But you wake up as a person who is on essentially a very large tower, and you don't understand a word anyone is saying. So it is your job to try to interpret what everyone's saying to help figure out a way to climb the tower. But yeah, this is a Keith pick, so this is always kind of a mixed bag here. Oh, and this episode, of course, is brought to you by our sponsor, Magic Mind. So thank you so much, Magic Mind. But Liz, no. Keith, start this off. Why did you pick Chants of Sennaar? Because you kept bringing this up. Where you're like, we should do this game sometime.
So I picked it up because I was just looking for something to play, and I didn't really know anything about it. Thought it looked like it was kind of neat. And I picked it because I generally have a pretty soft spot for puzzle games as it is. But what stood out to me about Chants of Sennaar is that it's not your standard, like, point this, aim that there, do this kind of video game puzzler. It is a language-based puzzler. As Andrew said, you're trying to translate these languages, and there's just all these little intricacies that are built into the language aspect of it that I just felt like it's something I've never seen in a puzzle game. And so I thought it would be a fun little pickup for us. And it's kind of short too, so always a nice little teaser in that aspect. So that's why I picked it, and it's, I'd say, even a definite game.
A definite game, jeez. So as far as track records go with Keith picks, these tend to be the games I hate. But surprisingly, I actually really like Chants of Sennaar. It's, as Keith said, it is a very unique kind of puzzler. I didn't find it too difficult. I found it perfect difficulty. I didn't look anything up, but there was a handful of times where I just really had to sit and think. I even wrote some stuff down. I found it actually be a very engaging puzzling game, and I liked that it was this aspect of you trying to figure out the language, because there's multiple different groups and they each have their own different language, and you got to figure out how their language works, because it's not just like, they always speak in kind of different like ways. So this was a game for me. Now, Liz, how about you? Was this a game or a pass for you?
It's a pass. Obviously, I don't really like puzzle games.
Yeah, when Keith did this, he's like, oh, Liz likes puzzle games. We've been doing this, 5 years, Keith, and you don't know Liz? She hates puzzle games.
I was thinking, though, like, I like puzzles, like, on paper.
Yeah.
Like, I like deciphering things, but I think it's the back and forth of puzzles in video games that I don't like. But it wasn't just the puzzles, which I didn't think it was too bad. But it was also, I didn't really like the story. And then graphically, I thought they did a lot of cool things graphically, but there's something about the color palette and just the art style in general that I didn't like. Like if you go to like a museum with people, you can look at a painting and be like, the artist is talented. I see what they did there. But there's something that I don't like. You know what I mean? And then when you're looking at that artwork for a long time, it's kind of difficult. And that sounds mean, but it's like I do appreciate the graphics, but especially like there's something with like the style with the coloring that just like, I don't know, it's almost like my hackles went up. I was like, something's off here. My hackles.
What is that?
I've never heard that term before.
I've never heard that either. Your hackles?
Yes.
Oh.
We need to stop because you need to give us a definition of hackles. Like contextually, I have an idea of like an antenna of some sort for bad things.
No, it's I think I know what it is, but I'm afraid to say because I'm afraid I'm wrong.
Don't worry, Liz. This
no. It's when a dog's hackles go up. That's exactly what I thought it was. Like if a dog is when your hackles go up.
Oh, so like the dog's fur?
Yeah, like they send something wrong, or
I learned something new.
Oh my gosh, I thought I was.
Liz
was like,
never had a dog. I've
this?
never heard of hackles.
And I mean, it wasn't even like I didn't believe you. I just had literally never heard of it.
That's why I thought that I had imagined the whole phrase, because you've had dogs and you hadn't heard of it, so that's why I googled it. But I'm glad that it's a real thing. Yeah, it's a phrase. But there's something that, like, I don't know, something in my brain was like warning bells with the color. I don't know. There's something weird going on. I know that sounds dramatic, but it just like I felt that's the word, uneasiness from it.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay. Interesting.
Speaking of dogs, she kept staring at us. There, our dog just left the room. There we go.
She wanted to listen.
Oh!
Liz just spilled her water all over the place.
Do you know what? I was like, why is my leg cold all of a sudden? Now I know. Oh, now she's back.
Daisy, go lay down. Go lay down, Daisy. Okay. But anyway, so let's get into the story. I love the opening of this game. You start at the base of this tower in a coffin, and you wake up, and your character never speaks. Your character doesn't know anything. He walks like an old man, and he luckily has a notebook and a piece of paper and can write down stuff. But I was like, this is like the opening of Doom. I was half expecting the Doom music to start kicking in, waking up, because the coffin looks exactly like the Doom guys. I know. I was like, ooh. But now instead he's going around interpreting languages instead of killing demons. But you start off at like the base of the tower, and you kind of learn from the first group that they are these devotees trying to get to the top of the tower to worship a god. But then the next group are warriors who are preventing them from progressing. Then you kind of learn from other groups as to each one of these groups as though their role in this tower and their own interpretations of what is going on. And you're essentially trying to bridge the gap between each of these different groups of people to help them figure out, what actually is going on in this tower. But I guess we don't need to tell Liz what she thought of the story. I thought the story was actually interesting. I thought the payoff was kind of meh. But overall, I actually liked this idea of a story of these, because it's like the Tower of Babel of just different layers of these people that all kind of, in the end, have the same goal. They just don't realize it because they can't speak to each other.
I mean, I feel like I would have liked it more if there were characters and character development, like getting to know
people development. The people groups learn.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking individual characters.
I know what you mean. But yeah.
I mean, so for me, that's why I just found it kind of uninteresting. I thought it was cute when he was playing like hide and go seek with like a little kid at one point, which was cute. That little
kid is like probably the only other main and recurring character in the game. Actually, the kid comes back,
and I felt like you see that interaction, and I wanted more. It just like the character it just. I felt like he needed more human interaction.
Yeah, he upsetted your hackles.
I thought that was interesting, and I think there's a reason that kid is the only other really recurring character other than you. But I don't want to spoil anything.
Is your character? Do you ever consider your character a recurring character? I thought you're just the main character.
I mean, well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying in terms of any like character development or anything like that. If we're talking about that, like your character's the only point. I mean, but you could have plenty of games that you're like a roguelike where your character is different every time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, there we go. Keith had to find a way to rope in roguelike here.
I hadn't gotten to that yet. I will later.
But yeah, I didn't dislike the plot. I just don't like how they did it. Like, I feel like that plot, but way more detail in another game, and I would have liked it. But the way that they did it, I just wasn't intrigued.
How would you have changed it?
Like I said, like actual characters and stuff. I just felt like there wasn't enough. Like the story was like it could be interesting, but there just wasn't enough.
I guess. I mean, I thought the story was fine. As I said, I understand where you're coming from. There is, like I said, the payoff for me was just kind of like, okay. But from what was here, I liked what was it doing, and to me, I always felt like I was progressing the story because you are literally climbing a tower. So it's like, I'm higher up in the tower now.
But go ahead.
I mean, I know this is one of my running themes or running kind of reviews, but I think it's a perfect means to an end, though, because if you just had this game where it's like, I mean, basically this could be like a puzzle in a book. A lot of this just like word puzzles of like
Where's Waldo? Oh
no, not Where's Waldo, but like a not word search, but yeah, just like just word puzzles of like translating symbols and things, and it could just be a puzzle on paper that you do.
It's like Wordle.
No, it's not. But it's there's the images. They even, as you start to understand the languages, they kind of have. They work like a language. There's themes and there's structure to it, and you start to learn the structure of it, so that it's not just, I don't know, just kind of completely made up. But I think that having it, running around in this little basic story of climbing the tower and incorporating, kind of the Tower of Babel as a language base, it just, I don't know, it all makes sense. And that's why I'm with you, Andrew. I think it's fine. I don't think the payoff's all that great that I was like, man, I'm glad I got to the end of the story. I was more interested in solving the puzzles.
I would rather just have the puzzles on paper. And not to sound mean, but like for me, it's like
you really hated these graphics.
No, but I just think for me, like already, like it's a puzzle game with a lot of back and forth. It's graphically, there's something about it that I did not like. It's something, I don't know what it is.
Your hackles must have been so ruffled.
What if you could turn this into like a choose your own adventure book almost?
I was actually kind of hoping that. But I mean, this is an indie developer. They're obviously not going to have like.
Oh, I'm not talking about like a in game. I'm talking about an actual choose your own adventure book. Like it instead of you walking down a corridor, it's like, oh, you read about walking down a corridor, it describes it, and then go to this page if you want to do this, go to this page if you do this, and then you have those word puzzles on each given page. That's all I'm saying. Could be done. Someone smarter than me, but I have the basic idea there.
You shot me down so quick, but I would actually say this game's kind of like Wordle, Keith. I like when you... Yes, when someone has a sentence and you kind of figure out one of their words, and it's like, ooh, what's he saying? Because then you can kind of fill in the gaps like Wordle.
But that's not how Wordle works. It doesn't give you any context of the word. You're just guessing letters.
You kind of do that here.
I kept thinking about when I was younger, there was this puzzle in the newspaper where like the letters were the wrong letters and you had to like figure
Scramble.
it out. But sometimes they got really, really hard. And me and my Nana would do it on the phone together. We would do the puzzle together. And I was like, oh, I kind of want to like find some puzzles like that.
You're like, man, I hope this has never turned into a video game where I'm climbing a tower.
Figure out what the words are and stuff. Yeah. But it's also, so I would also like to point out that there's also sneaking in this game. Like I'm batting zero with things that I like. And I also felt like, is it okay if I jump into gameplay a little bit? You still want to
allow it.
Oh, okay. One thing that, so I mean, obviously it's me and I didn't care for a game. So I did look at a walkthrough a little bit. What is going to put that out there? But they were definitely playing on PC or something. It was different than when I was playing. But I noticed that when I was playing it, it didn't always highlight what I needed. If there was a sign that was too far away versus a PC, you could do it. And also with crouching, like sometimes it wouldn't activate like the crouch. And so like I would have to like fiddle with it until it did. But the problem is that a lot of times you have to go based on like the people marching around you. So when you finally got the crouch to work, then you'd have to wait for another rotation. So then it's also a game that wasted my time a little bit.
There's the catchphrase. Game's wasting my time.
But yeah, that I thought was a little frustrating. Where it's like maybe I was doing something wrong. That happened to you guys?
No, there's a couple segments you gotta wait a bit.
Yeah,
but I didn't think it was that bad.
But like there was like one point where it only activate 2 crouches, and I needed the middle one. And then so I backed up and went into like my old crouch, and then it would finally work. But it was just like now I have to wait for another rotation. Yeah, but I will say it did have a good save for when you were caught. Because at one point they got frustrated, and I was just like, I don't know if they can see me, but I've been waiting a while. And I went, and then they found me, but it brought me right back to the middle of the sneaking.
Yes. Yeah, some sneaking segments are large.
Yeah, but it saves when you get caught. Yeah. So I actually really appreciate it because I was like, if I have to do this all over again, not that it's not that long, it's not that big of a deal, but I didn't want to. So I appreciated it. Plus 1 point for the game.
Nice. Nice. Way to go, Chants of Sennaar.
There we go. There's Liz's final review. 1 point.
It's just got 1 point, and that's it right there. Yeah, I don't. Overall, I like the gameplay and everything. I would say that probably those sneaking segments were the worst part of it, just because again they were a little bit slow. But overall, I didn't mind them, and I thought they were a good little shake up to just mindlessly traversing around the map here and there. But overall, I liked collecting all of the symbols, getting all the language, and then like, I don't know, I always like to try to piece together as much as I could before I started doing the pages, just to see how like good I was, and it was like, you know, made me feel smarter that way.
Yeah, the gameplay, like that's what I loved. I actually did a screenshot of it, but as we said, you're obviously trying to interpret this language, so you're mostly just getting symbols of what the people are, their language that they're speaking. And the game lets you free write what you think the word is. So even though you don't have the actual context of it, you can start writing in essentially a journal of like, I think this word means liver.
You were so mature about that.
Naturally, you know, I enjoy making the people say what I think they say. But now this game lets you be pretty mature, which is pretty good for a good chuckle. But eventually, though, once you discover enough of the words, your character will actually write out pictures, and you will put them in your journal. And if you're correct, it solidifies the definition. So then it'll get rid of that free write that you wrote, you know, because you thought that guy was saying foot, but in reality he was saying sandwich. Like it'll actually just change the word. This is what the word actually means. I really like that aspect. The sneaking, as you said, Liz, like it was okay. There wasn't a lot of it, is why it didn't bother me too much. There was a couple rooms that were very large in kind of a large segment, but as you said, the saving was good, and I didn't care if I got caught because there really wasn't much of a consequence. It just set you back a little bit. So yeah, I'm with Keith. It was just kind of like a different shakeup.
Yeah, we've definitely had games where the sneaking was a lot more annoying.
I thought you didn't mind sneaking. Like we did Evil Within, and you liked.
It depends on the game. Because for me, this just felt like a nuisance. Like it's like I know what I'm doing. I know I have to wait, but I didn't want to wait. Versus like there are games that there's that one where you're not a ninja. You're I forget.
An assassin?
Assassin.
Okay.
Yes.
So aggressive.
I bet it's not Assassin's Creed.
No, she never played that.
No. It was
Dishonored?
Nope, it was a different one. It was a smaller game.
Was it the one that was like 2-player multiplayer as well?
Yes.
I don't remember the name of it. It wasn't I remember not liking it.
Yeah. But for that, like sometimes it's actually like suspenseful and you get like a little nervous. But with this, I didn't really get nervous. The first time that I got caught and I realized what happened, I was like, oh.
Was this an indie game? What game is this?
I think it was Japanese
Yeah, it was probably like a year and a half ago, if I were to bet. I'm gonna try and see if I can find
Origami, right?
I think so.
No, because that was actually ninjas.
Yeah, Origami.
It
sounds
could
right.
be ninjas.
Okay, because Liz said not
there
ninjas.
There are ninja assassins, right?
Isn't that kind of the same thing?
Yeah,
like saying ATM machine.
You know, I just didn't know the correct term to be used. I was just agreeing with whatever you said. I'm second guessing myself the entire episode now because you guys were like, "What's a hackle?"
Well, you were right about it, so now you just got to roll with that confidence, Liz.
I know. You got to be proud of your hackles. But okay, but what about Evil Within? That was a lot of sneaking, and I remember you liked that game.
Boy, if I were to guess, partly because you actually said this, Liz, so that's part of it. I'm just interpreting your own words. Is the lack of
your mansplaining?
Well, I'm explaining it to you. Yes, I'm
okay.
mansplaining to you, Andrew.
Thank you. I need help.
It's the suspense of it. So the fact that you're basically just waiting to just make sure you get past it in Chants of Sennaar, and there's no harm, no risk, no whatever. There's no reward because there's no real risk. Whereas in those other games like Origami or Evil Within, you might lose items. You lose a lot more time because it doesn't save as much. It's scarier. So there's just a lot more. I could be wrong, Liz, but that's how I took it.
That makes sense, Keith. Thank you for interpreting.
No, and I also like too, like with games that have sneaking, if you are caught, you still have the option to fight. Versus this one, it's just like, nope, you lose. I was just like, it's like, oh man, I have to start again.
Yeah. Did you guys ever try outrunning them?
You know?
Did you ever try outrunning the people when they caught you?
No.
Oh, I did. There was one time I literally kept going in a circle. They couldn't catch me, and I was like, hopefully I could just run away. No, you can't. They just chase you forever.
Oh yeah, because someone will come and block the door.
Yeah. Because that was my thing where I was like, maybe I'll just book it to the door and just be done with the segment. No, it doesn't let you do that.
You can if you're within like close enough range, but yeah, as soon as the guard or whoever comes and blocks the door, you're pretty much SOL.
Yeah.
I'm also just like not a sneaky person in real life. Like my ankles crack. I can't sneak up on anyone.
You're not what people call quiet.
Yeah, I'm not stealthy and none of those things. And so, but like, and also with games too. I mean, I felt like for the most part I knew which way they were looking, but it's like, does that person have peripheral vision? Like, you know, there's also that too where I'm just like, I would notice, but
yeah. Anytime I'm sleeping because I work third shift and you come in the room to change your clothes, you always wake me up.
I do.
You
wake me up at night when you actually go to bed at like 3. No, do you know what? That's not true. I will say at least a good 50+% percentage of the time when I come in, you're snoring and you're snoring when I leave. So
I'm pretending.
Because I also like sneak in to get other things too. It's like if I forget stuff. So it's like I might wake you up sometimes, but the vast majority of the time it is you're snoring. And you're snoring when I get the thing and you're snoring when I leave.
I'm a sleepy boy. I just pretend to make you feel good.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm joking. But if you're like me and you have work in third shift and you also have kids, your time can be kind of precious and really hard to manage. Luckily, thanks to our sponsor, Magic Mind, I have been able to kick procrastination to the side. So thank you so much, Magic Mind, for introducing me to your wonderful product. Like I said, if you work third shift, just getting sleep is essentially a job in its own. You got to figure out what times you can sleep, what times you got to spend to like hang out with your family, but you also got to make sure because you got work the next day. So it can be very difficult. Just having my days off, it would take, at least one, if not 2 of my days off just to get back in a kind of a normal rhythm. But thanks to Magic Mind, I've been able to maintain my time so much better. And thanks to Magic Mind, and indirectly, they also helped me finally paint the kitchen walls. We've had that for going on like a year now, Liz?
No, it's been 2 years.
Okay.
It's been 2 years.
2 years. Who's counting, I guess? But yeah, no, thanks to Magic Mind, I've finally been awake and I've been able to maintain my sleep, and I've finally painted the kitchen.
You were even decisive and picked the color.
Now I got to do the dining room.
Yeah.
That'll be another 2 years.
You need to keep drinking it. I have a list of projects for you.
Oh, boy.
2 years is already ahead of schedule, so
yes,
just
that
be
is
grateful
true.
if that dining room gets painted at all.
Hey, I mean, it wasn't just painting. I had to peel the wallpaper. I had to get rid of the crown molding on it, and I had to mud it. It wasn't just painting.
The dining room paint is fine. I just don't like the color. Clearly, I have an issue with colors.
You really do. But yes, if you're like me and you're having a hard time kind of just maintaining and you end up procrastinating a whole bunch, it's easy to procrastinate. But Magic Mind, I've noticed a sharp focus. I feel a great motivation, and I was finally able to paint that kitchen.
You can juggle things. Can you juggle?
No, I cannot.
Okay.
Can you? No, you can't even whistle, right? Can you juggle?
No.
Oh, I got excited. The way you looked at me, I was like, what? You can juggle? I didn't know this about you.
Piper was trying to juggle. I showed her a video of juggling because it was mentioned in like a workbook. I was like, oh, this is what juggling is. And she was trying it. And I was like, imagine if she gets it before I do.
She probably will. Before me. I mean, I got to start practicing.
I don't know. I didn't take Magic Mind this time.
But yes, thank you so much, Magic Mind. If you're interested, go to magicmind.com/GameP and use our promo code GameP20 to get a 48% off your first subscription or 20% off your first purchase. That's magicmind.com/GameP. Promo code GameP20. They also ship to 65 countries. So all our international listeners, there's more than likely it is available in your area. But there's also offer 100% guaranteed refund if you don't like the product, but I guarantee you will. So thank you, Magic Mind.
Spilled my water again.
Thank God this isn't a good couch.
It's just water. I'll hold it now.
I really don't care. We got this couch on like the side of the road. But yeah, also with the gameplay though. So Keith, how difficult did you find it?
Overall, not very. There was, so in total, like you said, you didn't look anything up. I ended up actually looking at one thing, and it was because I had just sat and stared at the same 4 words, knowing exactly what I needed to do, but I couldn't wrap my head around to put them in the right order. So I looked at that, like one section, like there's one set of puzzles where you have to create these links where there's 2 people from different languages who are speaking to each other.
Yeah, and like a chat IM.
Yeah, and you have to translate each sentence along the way, and it was one of those, and it was literally just one sentence in the list that I couldn't do. And then the only other thing that I looked up, honestly, just because by this point I had spent more than the average time in the game, was I was just cleaning up the achievements. Once you do all of those links, it creates little cutscenes around the tower that you can do, which are actually really cool. And I think it's, you know, we were talking about, not to go back to story too much, but we were talking about the payoff of it. Those scenes actually are the biggest payoff, I think, in the entire gameplay, because you're like, oh, I can actually see how all of the things I'm doing have an impact now. And that actually I thought was the most interesting part of the game.
I agree.
Some of the most interesting of like the story, I should say.
See, I got frustrated when I was missing a symbol. It happened, I don't remember if it was just once or twice.
In what group?
What?
In what group? Like what, was it the Warriors?
Yeah, it was the Warriors. I don't know. It was the last one that I did. Yeah, I think it was the Warriors. It was the last one that section that I did. And I was missing one. And I was just like, I cannot be bothered to go back and look for it. I think I'm done. Yeah, it definitely happened twice, because that was the second time. And I was like, I don't want to do that again.
Me and my hackles are getting out of here.
Yep, exactly.
See, yeah, I found the difficulty to be like perfect. It never made me so frustrated that I looked something up, but there was a handful of times that I'm just staring at it and I'm trying to piece it in my brain as to what's going on. It's really interesting because, like I said, there's 4 different groups: the devotees, the warriors, the scientists, the bards. Oh, and the exiles. There's 5. But each of them kind of have their own different structure, like how they do their plurals. Like the warrior states their plurals before the word. Or if you're the devotees, in order to do plural, they do 2 of the same. So if you're saying I, you say I twice, and it's us. So it's kind of like this really interesting mechanic. The worst ones are the bards, because they speak like Yoda. And that annoyed me. I hated those people. There was like, trees me like. And it's just like, okay, come on. Like, why do you guys talk like this?
Yeah, but it's, I don't know. I'm probably completely wrong, but like I think back on my little minimal learning of, like, say, Spanish in high school and how little I actually remember of it. But I remember that nouns and verbs and things do sometimes, they're out of order for what we would understand in our language or in English, but it's structured perfectly for the language that it's in. So like you're saying, yeah, it's weird that it, the nouns are at the beginning. I don't know if any language actually uses nouns at the beginning of the sentence. I'm just saying in general, sentence structure doesn't always remain the same when you change languages.
It's true.
But yeah, I even thought too, like it was interesting as you progressed up the tower, they got not necessarily fully more complex, but in some ways they did. Like you mentioned the devotees. It felt very simple in the aspect of like, when it had the 4 different, for lack of a better word, well, actually like classifications or groups of people, and it was just like the L, and then it was 2 L's, and then the L with the star or the circle or something. It was very easy to differentiate the differences just looking at the symbols and not having any context behind them. Whereas you got into some of the other ones, you're like, no, I need the pictures, I need the context of speaking to people to fully understand how this works.
See, well,
like the alchemist numbers, for example, like you might have recognized what was a number, but there was no way to know 1, 2, 3, 4 really until like you found them written out somewhere.
See, I thought the writing style got more intricate. Like the devotees was very kind of scratchy looking, and then the warriors is the next one. Theirs was still pretty scratchy, but it had more lines in it. Then you get to like the bards, and theirs looks like Arabic. And then the alchemists are more circular. And then the final one, they're more like square, linear. And I loved the different styles of the like writing.
Same.
But yeah, the final puzzles.
Were you gonna say something, Liz? I think I cut you off. Oh, I thought I cut you off.
Gee, I'm just trying to think of the positive things to say. So just ignore me.
Agreed. That's neat.
Liz really is going to give this a 1.
No, there are some things that I did appreciate the game. We'll talk about like graphics and stuff, and
Okay.
And there's a lot of things I don't dislike.
Goes, you're done.
There's a lot of things that I don't dislike, but I didn't really enjoy. Like the story, I liked it, but I didn't really enjoy it.
I have a question. Would you, and I don't even think you brought this up as something you didn't like about it, but if the map were a little more concise, would you have liked it more, do you think?
Oh, I wish this game had a map.
I'm kind of glad it didn't. But I'm just curious about Liz's opinion on this.
As somebody who, like, if I get frustrated with a layout, just goes to a walkthrough, it doesn't really bother me. Because I don't
just go to a walkthrough.
Yeah, and but I also feel like it's not bad. If you're not gonna give me a map, I gotta do what I gotta do. So,
well, because it's not a full drawback for me. Because I'm glad it didn't have a mini map, at least entirely. Maybe it would have been nice if you could have drawn out some levels of it in your book. But I think just the way that, like you mentioned already, Andrew, that some of the puzzles kind of encourage you to do some of your own note-taking outside of the game. Like I saw a bunch of people on Reddit that were just like, they had built their own hand-drawn maps basically of where things were and how to get back to places. I didn't do any of that. I just wandered mostly aimlessly. Yeah. But even still, the aimless wandering isn't too bad because I thought everything was very memorable, at least, and distinguishable.
Well, so for me, like, aimless wandering was perfectly fine because, as I said, as you progress far enough, eventually your character writes down like, hey, we can fully figure out these words. Like, you have the pieces, you can figure out the definitions of these words. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm just going to wander around, talk to people, get an idea of their language, figure things out, click on things, and it just progresses. And to me, so it kind of felt like, when you do a jigsaw puzzle, like you're always kind of slightly going, like in progressing and solving what's in front of you until like it finally kind of, the dam breaks and you really start to get a bunch of pieces going. So I really like that aspect of it. I do kind of wish, I don't know, but I do wish there was a sprint because there is some areas that are very large and there is some backtracking. And I was kind of being like, okay, I would like to go a little faster. That would be appreciated.
It was weird because I felt like sometimes it felt like I was moving fast and other times it felt like I was moving slow. And the speed didn't change, but it was just like the the size of the room or like the
it's
winding
the
quarters.
field of view they go with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you get to the very top of the tower, it zooms out like all the way, and you're running around. I mean, it would make sense that it's a little bit wider too. It's the complete outside of the tower, but it's just like, I don't know. That's a good probably 30 to 40 second run all the way up, and that it's not that long of a time, but it feels long when like you mentioned, Liz. I wasn't getting hackled by the color palettes of the game. This episode is also brought to you by hackling, by the way. Or hackles.
And also, the first time you say it always sounds like heckling.
Yeah, that's why I'm like hackling. No, anyways, and the letter H.
It's the letter of the day.
Oh my gosh, I heard that in a hot minute.
Yeah, I think I lost my train of thought. Oh, the color palette.
Colors.
It's when you're running around that side of that tower. It's a big brown tower, and it's impressive as like in a scale thing, but it's not really all that much to look at, and I would like it to go by quicker. Like cut to a little like cutscene or something.
Next scene, please.
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys ever feel I'll get rid of the word hackles, but do you guys ever, is there
No,
ever,
I love the word.
Like, you ever see like a piece of art or like certain colors together and you're just like, oh, that's not right. You know what I mean?
Is this like, I already forget, is it agoraphobia? Like when we talked about that? You see a picture with a bunch of holes in it?
Oh,
no. It's a different phobia, but I know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I forget what that phobia is called.
I think it starts with an O. Anyways.
Yeah. Holophobia. Let's go with that.
Yeah, but
is that what you mean? Like that, where it just makes you feel uneasy?
Yeah, it makes you. Yeah.
This game made you feel uneasy? Like
no, just the colors. Like and it wasn't
colors
like
were mostly brown.
That big of a deal, but no,
Browns and reds.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about it.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're.
But does it ever happen to you though? Like with if you see like an artwork that you're just like, oh.
I mean, I'm not saying you're at this level, Liz.
Yeah.
But, and I'm going to say this with a grain of salt because this is also Google's AI response that they're providing me. Chromophobia is also known as chromatophobia, is an intense and irrational fear of colors that can be debilitating. People with chromophobia may experience extreme discomfort or anxiety when they see a color that triggers their phobia. So again, I don't think like you're talking about that level of it, but I think even like some level of there's something about those colors that just makes you
like
uncomfortable.
yes, I mean it's even like I said before,
it's a real thing.
With like art, like there's certain artwork that is just like, oh, I do not want to look at that again.
I mean, yeah, if it's like brutal of like people being mutilated, yeah, I'm not like, ooh, let me watch this boy.
Okay, I guess not. That's fine. But no,
but if you're talking about like a meadow,
it's not a specific color. It's not like, oh my gosh, that red makes me uneasy. You know, I don't get grossed out by blood or anything like that. So
you do sometimes in video games.
Yeah, I don't like gore.
Okay.
But like if I get a cut and I'm bleeding, some people pass out from that.
Yeah, my brother-in-law.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. No, but yeah, the sight of blood doesn't bother me. So I don't know.
Anywho's.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I would say for me that, well, it's a split, is that I think overall there's nothing in the game to look at that makes you go, wow, that's really nice. And it is a lot of the same, maybe not the same like hand selection of colors, but it just all feels very colored the same. But the areas are all very distinct, and that I appreciate, because you always knew when you were in, the area or the group area that you were in, including the last area, which actually that one is the first one that is like a really like, hey, wow, this is very different, and I liked it a lot.
I loved
most, I would say.
I loved how it panned out. How did you describe it?
The field of view.
Field of view, yeah. I love that. Like you just exit a corridor and all of a sudden it's completely changed. And oh my gosh. Nothing. And so for me, like, I actually really appreciate that. I thought that was really cool. And it's the same with what I said earlier. It made me feel like I was going faster sometimes. And so I kind of like the way that it was set up. Although, like you said, I would have appreciated a map. But yeah, I like that aspect of it.
At this point, Liz, how much of your water is on this couch?
It's mostly on me.
See, I had no issues. I actually liked the color palette. I thought the graphics were nice. Everything was very kind of symmetrical looking. You're seeing a lot of columns, pillars, alleyways, canals. I really liked the color palettes. The only thing I did not like is the river in the Bards area. It looks like pee. It just looks like pee. Andrew. No, it looks like pee. Call it lemonade. But I think it's supposed to be alcoholic too. I think they're drinking it. And it's like, come on, of all the colors, like, why did you pick
lemonade then? Okay.
Why'd they pick just pea yellow? It's not even like, oh, it's slightly yellow. It is straight pea yellow. That's my only complaint with the graphics. I didn't get that color choice.
Yeah, it was a decision that was made. I can't speak to it, but they decided to go with that. And that was the thing.
Now everyone knows the color of your pee.
It shouldn't be that color, right? You're not drinking enough water.
I mean, I guess. Why just looking at me like, are you going to answer his question?
I didn't even see what the yellow was, but you keep describing it as pea yellow. I'm like,
look, you're closer to being a doctor than I am.
I mean, it looks like a majority of people's pee. How about that?
How often are you looking at people's pee?
A lot. You
work in a hospital, but you don't deal with the bedpans.
No, but I work in the ICU, and a lot of people have Foley's, and it collects in a bag.
Hey, I'm here to check your breathing. Can you just pee in this cup for me real quick? I don't need it. I just want to see.
I want to compare.
Just for research.
No, and then also too, a lot of people pee in a urinal and literally like set it right on the table right there. I've unfortunately have had it splash on me a couple times.
Ooh.
Yeah. Here you go, Liz.
I think that you would have some distance. I see two different shades of yellow there. That's a light yellow and a very, very concerning yellow.
I just want to make sure that we clarify for anyone who is watching this video. You're showing Liz, I presume, a picture of the video game, right?
Yeah.
No, just a pee.
Pee.
Just a pee. It's like,
this is what pee looks like. It could be yellow.
Here you go, Liz. In case you forget.
I will say, so like, I mean, you think about, I was talking to Andrew about this the other day. Like, you know how they came out with like the purple ketchup and the green ketchup, and it like made people like off put from
Keith's
it.
dad supplied our family with purple ketchup for a while.
Do you know what? I had trouble eating it when I was a kid. I'll tell you that.
Oh, I loved it.
That's supposed to be like a river.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's like if there was a yellow river that like maybe like the a water park dyed their water yellow, or like the liners were all yellow and it made it look yellow. I would not be comfortable swimming in that, even if it was purple. Or have you seen like the red? I saw a picture of this pool that supposedly had like red liners and the water looked red.
I saw that. Yeah.
No,
it looks like just a bloody pool.
I'm not going in there. No, like the water needs to be gray, blue, or green.
Gray? I don't know if I'd swim in gray water.
Yeah, like right before a storm. The water, if you've gone to the beach, when it's like
a beach, no, because the beach is almost always like a dark bluish. Foggy.
In Massachusetts, like we went because my dad had that, like they called it like a sun allergy. So a lot of times we went like on like really cloudy days, like rainy days.
I think your dad just made that excuse so he wouldn't have to go out.
Maybe
it makes it a lot easier to not go to the beach because no one wants to.
No, he would go. He would only go. He couldn't sit in the sun.
No,
so he would actually go.
Okay,
is the thing. Because like my mom didn't drive, he drove, so we would go on like cloudy days a lot.
Gosh, that's such a good thing to do for kids. I can't watch this show; I'm allergic to it. Kids, I'm sorry, you have to change the channel. I'm allergic.
Blippi gets very tired in our house sometimes. He just needs to take a nap.
I have never thought of that excuse.
Sometimes he needs to go on vacation for a whole week because he's getting so tired.
I think Bluey needs to go on vacation.
Here, people came for video games, and here where they're getting parenting tips.
No, seriously, I'm a little sick of Bluey.
We do it all around here.
But audio, graphics or audios, as far as the audio goes, the music was really good, just not enough of it. There was way too many areas that it's just silent.
And you heard like things
that.
going like the chains and stuff instead. But I do think I agree with you that the music did fit the game and the atmosphere.
Yeah,
I think that they did a good job. Yeah, I actually paid attention this week to music.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple segments they definitely put some money into music. Like they had full instruments going on, oboes, cellos, violins, and but then you go to the next scene and it's just silent, and it's just like why'd you do that? Like I was enjoying that music, and then you just cut it off. Like, come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there was any of it that I mean, yeah, it was sporadic, so that wasn't helpful. But outside of that, none of it was like really like, wow, this is like impressive. But everything fit very well. It was all very thematic. That's what I felt.
It didn't upset your hackles?
No.
Okay, good.
My hackles were down on that one. Listen, don't be embarrassed. You taught us a new word, and so because we're basically still 5 years old, we're just going to use the heck out of this new word that we use like a new toy. So don't be upset. We really are not making fun of you. I promise.
I'm going to use that. The other word I've been using a lot is copacetic.
Ooh.
I like that one.
Do you know what? Last episode, you said the word organic and organically a lot. And I was listening to that, and it's funny because you don't eat anything organic. I don't know, and it's one of those.
I also don't eat heckles, but I've been using that word a lot.
No, but what I mean is like it's not really part of your vocabulary. But you're like, yeah, it happened organically and stuff, and I'm just like, who is sitting next to me?
I'm sorry, I'm growing as a person.
So I mean, you heard that word somewhere.
It's my word of the day calendar. It's like organic.
Well, what is this? Organic.
I don't know.
Like it's from a heart?
I don't know why I don't like that phrase. Like it happened organically, and I understand. Like it fits the purpose of the sentence.
Oh, it makes sense because like, what's the other option? It happened artificially.
Naturally.
A robot got
naturally. Yeah, that's a good word.
But you know what else is a good word? Achievements. This game is fantastic for achievement hunters.
Yeah, you guys both got 1,000 out of 1,000.
Yeah, how'd you
25
do,
out of 25. I got a solid 40 with 4 achievements. And
Give it up for Liz.
Yeah. It reflects.
Okay. This wasn't your jam. No one's blaming you.
I tried really. I'm also. I will admit I usually, even if I don't like a game, I hit that 5 hours. This is the first game, and I don't even know how long that I did not hit the 5 hours. Cause yeah, even if I don't like it, I still put the 5 hours in. But this is like the first week in like years that I'm like, I just can't do it.
Oh, because I mean, I beat it and I told you, I was like, if you don't like the game now, 5 hours is not going to change your opinion. Yeah. You know what this game is.
And I watched more of the walkthrough and stuff. Like I put more time into it that way, but.
As far as achievements go, reveal the secret ones. There's no real big spoilers. Some of them are actually like you have to do a specific thing. So go ahead and reveal the spoilers. It's not that big of a deal. Like it really won't ruin anything. There is one achievement that kind of annoyed me. It said win both the games in the garden. And early on, when you're in the devotee area, there's like a garden area, and there's a guy who's playing a game. This game sucks. I played it so many times.
That was terrible.
Because I thought I had to win it twice. And it was so hard to win it just one time. All the game is there's 4 pictures. It's basically like one picture is a guaranteed win, one is a guaranteed loss. So you got to pick. It's a hierarchy game. Make sure you pick the card that's higher than the other ones, but you always go first. So you have a 1 in 4 chance to get it right. Well, the other person has a 1 in 3 chance of getting it right. So it was so hard to win this game. And obviously, there's no reward. So here's a pro tip: don't play that game. It's a complete waste of time.
Yeah, I played it once and I won. And then
oh my! Are you serious?
I was like,
it took me like 10 tries.
Because I followed him. I followed the walkthrough, and I noticed that his pictures were different. But I just did exactly what he did still, and I won. Wait, is there there's no achievement for winning once?
No, I don't think so.
No, that one has. There's actually, I don't know how many things there are in the game that are like, I don't even want to say red herrings. There's one at least, though, that I can think of that's a completely meaningless puzzle. And I never went back and solved it. I looked it up, but I didn't do it because there was no achievement for it. Do you remember the telescope?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's nothing you ever...
That is true.
There's
something to do with that.
What it's connected to is that room with the
lights.
platform.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
There's an item you're supposed to pick up on the shelf.
Yeah, which I did.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah.
That, I believe, is the key to the telescope.
It is. And I put it in, and all it did was just show me the constellations, but you already figured out the constellations in the prior room with the lights, within the torch.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, the puzzle was completely pointless. Like, it didn't give me any new information.
Oh, yeah, because I ended up skipping it altogether, and so it didn't do anything. I guess it was just, it was like a puzzle for puzzle's sake. So
I didn't think about that.
There's a handful of those, like, throughout the game, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I don't know how you figured that out. I kind of got annoyed with it and was like, I'll just come back to this. Maybe I don't have the right piece yet.
Man,
So I
that's
don't
right.
know how you figured out the platform puzzle, but I didn't do that one.
It's because at first I kept thinking I needed a weapon. Because, like, they kept talking about how they kind of, like, want weapons or an instrument. Because they also liked instruments. So it's like, oh, if I carry around an instrument, they'll think I'm a chosen one. But there wasn't really an instrument. Well, there was, like, a harp or something, but you couldn't pick it up. And so when I went to the telescope, I saw the symbol of the glass you need to put in there. And I saw it on that wall. So I was like, oh, I think I grabbed that, and it worked. But, yeah, it didn't give me any information. It's kind of pointless. Wasting my time. Oh, I don't think I said, for time to beat, this game's looking at about 9 hours. Yeah, Keith's play time says 3 days, but that's just obviously the quick resume. I did it in 8.5 hours, and apparently I did extra puzzles. So it's not a very long game. It's great for cloud play. I had no issues with it at all. It saves very well. Just about any time you enter a new area, it autosaves, so it was saving all the time for me. But yeah, let's get into our final thoughts here. Keith, I'll let you go first.
So I'm just glad that we get to add this one onto the list of big wins for my picks.
I would say big wins because you only won me over, not Liz. That's a semi-win.
You know, you're usually the more difficult one to win over, at least for whatever reason on my picks. Except for Soccer Story, which greatest game of all time. It might as well be FIFA, honestly. But that said, I thought Chants of Sennaar was just fun. It wasn't action fun. It wasn't exciting fun, but it's the type of word puzzles I like. It's the ones that, like Andrew mentioned, it kind of, as you start to figure out bits and pieces of it, it starts to come together more. And
yeah, like Wordle.
Nope. and the puzzles just, they don't necessarily even get easier, but they all just start to make sense. And I liked that the languages weren't just a bunch of random symbols that they made to mean things. They built structure and they built, languages that made sense. It was all really cool. And I just have never seen that in a video game of like, well, in a puzzle video game, but I guess that's about all you would ever see it in. But I've never seen that type of play, so it was just a ton of fun. Unless you hate puzzle games, I really don't see a reason not to at least just put this on your playlist as long as it's on Game Pass. You don't have to rush to play it, but you should just, it's a good pick up and play when you just want something relaxing. And so it's not going to be my game of the year or anything like that, but it's a definite game, and I'm going to go with a high 89.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with a lot of points you said. Like, puzzle games to me are very hit or miss. I generally don't like a puzzle game that's just so brutally hard that I just have to look stuff up, that I'm just at a brick wall. I cannot progress. I hate those kind of puzzle games. Like when we did the Talos Principle, like that was very easy at the beginning, but then like halfway through, it's just like, this is impossibly hard. But but with Chants of Sennaar, it definitely like made me think and work and use my brain. And I loved that feeling. It was really cool seeing the progress, like I said, in kind of a jigsaw puzzle of just, I'm chipping away at it. I may not be making huge strides right now, but it's the picture's starting to appear and it's starting to come into focus. It was really cool to actually write down what I thought words were. So when people were talking, it would use my word that I thought it was. So like I said, you could be immature and have people say things that are completely inappropriate. But, this game, it was fun. It was a really good puzzle game. If you're someone who just isn't crazy about puzzle games, like this could be something you could be interested in because it's a unique twist. It's not just, matching colors or like doing a basic puzzle. It was cool of like a lingual puzzle, which is very rare. I'm giving it an 85.
You mentioned the writing it down. It almost reminds me of like, and not nearly on this deep level, like Tunic.
Yeah.
Like that was a game you had to write things down, and again, very much on a lower, more simple level. It was a game that when I did put it down and walked away, it was like in the back of my mind to be like, all right, like what, I wouldn't think about it for a long time, but it would like pop up in my brain of like thinking about puzzles I was stuck on. So I like that about a game sometimes.
Yeah. The hardest puzzle definitely was the key making in the Alchemist area.
Yes.
That was tough.
I feel like a game like this is hard because it's like my personal score versus like what I think the game should get. It's like it's kind of blurred this time around. Usually I kind of
1
have
point.
about what?
It's 1 point.
No, it's I'm gonna give it a 73.
Oh.
There are a lot of things I appreciate about the game. I just feel like 99% of it just wasn't for me. It wasn't my style, the type of gameplay that I like, the way that the story was given to us. It just wasn't my preference. I feel bad about that. And I think that I still think they did a great job, but just,
I like the way you looked at me as like, in case they're like listening, you're like, please don't attack me. I think you did a good job.
Well, no, because I always feel bad where it's
script.
just where I think they did a good job, but it's just not for me. But
Okay.
it's like, it's hard to give like a high, like I feel like my number should be higher, but I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do that.
No, that's your score. What would you rate the game?
But looking at Metacritic, for Xbox One, 86, and then TBD for the users, but the overall score for all users is 8.6.
Ah,
So you guys were like right around there.
yeah. But yeah. So Chants of Sennaar, check it out. Most of us recommend it. But thank you all so much for joining us. Please go to our linktree/GPGB or GamePassGrabBag.com. You'll find the links to all our things. Join our Discord. Me and Keith are quite active on there. You can see our live recordings, join in our chats, our conversations. We always love having people there. Check out our Patreon. We have a free section as well. It's also some paid tiers for some extra content if you like me and Keith. Thank you again so much to our sponsor, Magic Mind, for sponsoring this episode. Love the product. Please check it out. They're a great sponsor. They're a great product. But yeah, thank you to our Patreon members, Squid Kill, Nerd Talk Plus, PTS Daddy. Thank you guys for all the support and love. But yeah, I've been Hardcore Gamers Tangy. You can find me on Xbox Live at FirebirdZ1952.
I'm going to finish our Patreon plug because you said if you like me and you, which, I guess good for you if that's the case. We have free content of Andrew and I on there.
That's what I said.
You said extra paid. You said extra paid content.
I said free content, and there's also paid stuff.
I know. But
I wasn't paying attention,
only...
so I don't know who's
You
right.
didn't imply that the free was only us. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay, that's true. I did not say that part.
Oh yeah, if you're sick of me, it's perfect.
Well, no. Like,
Liz, you want to do a Patreon episode?
No, that's why it's free.
No, I've done a Patreon episode.
Yeah. No, do you want to do a free one?
What's the episode about?
Snacks.
Yes.
No, I keep telling Andrew though that my new goal is to get a developer of some game we review. I don't care what game, but I think my biggest one is going to be one for a game that you hate, Liz, so that you have to speak to them after.
Ashen. Get a developer from Ashen. Oh my god.
That would be
look them
so
in the
mean.
eye.
Then Liz will get a developer from Graveyard Keeper.
Yeah, right.
Well,
No,
I'm gonna tell them their game is stupid. They did a great job making it, but I don't like it. It's stupid.
If you got someone from
Liz,
Soccer
like-
Story, I'd straight up tell them, like, what were you thinking with this game?
Oh,
bet
yes.
Liz
Yeah, I'm
wouldn't
not
even
like
like
that.
Graveyard Keeper if she was to play it today. It's just
Wow.
nostalgia at this point.
Wow. Okay. I really think we should do an episode sometime of like, if somebody like loses a bet, they like the other two get to pick what game they have to replay, or something. I think that'd be fun.
It's a good idea. Let's do that.
Or just like, I mean, have like a poll and be like, who has to replay a game that they hate, and then have the listeners decide who has to suffer.
I feel like it would just be people just voting for more Halo, which they already do, and that I have to be on the episode.
No, you weren't on the last one.
That's what I'm saying, is that it would just be that I would have to be on the episode.
I don't know if they would pick Halo. I mean, I feel like there was games that you just liked way more than Halo.
I know, like Evil Within.
There for sure are. There's just something about Halo that, especially at this point, playing like another Halo, I'm like, all right, cool, Spaceman, go shoot again.
Soccer Story for Andrew.
Yeah. Not just that. There's a couple other.
I was gonna say the Big Con, but that one just wouldn't even have replay. Well,
None of them do.
Well, but it would just be funny to make you play it again for that aspect
alone. And Homestead Arcana, that game too. Ugh.
Oh, yeah. That was a you pick.
Yeah, I know.
You dunked on yourself. Anyways, let's do our outro so we can end this shenanigans.
Oh, I'm Liz.
My hackles are going up here.
Gamertech, Kevin, I'm Dean. And I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Liz Noob IzzyW. I've been bad about being on social media, so I need to get better at that.
All right, everyone. We love you all. We'll see you again next week.